Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. If you want to join me on my live stream, I stream every day except for Sunday. Check out the links in the description in the comments. I'm streaming on my backup channel, the Good Free Photos channel. If you want to also get all the great updates of crypto for the day, check out Crypto Daily Updates. It's also in the comments in the description. Now, today's topic is going to be the three kind of Bitcoin theories and predictions for the next few years. When is it going to bull run? So the three predictions. One is that it's going to go up right after the halving, because the halving obviously doubles the minimum price Bitcoin can actually be if miners want to remain profitable. Miners will want to remain profitable. That is very true. So they and the whales will push Bitcoin prices up to remain profitable after the halving. So it would go up right after the halving. I really don't think this is the case. Well, I think what's going to happen after the halving is the less efficient miners are just going to shut down, and only the more efficient newer miners are going to actually be active. Now, that's a pretty big boon for manufacturers like Bitmain, but for people who have older equipment, that's going to be very bad because their older miners will no longer be profitable. So I expect a drop off in hash rate because the old miners are going to shut down after the halving. So I expect a temporary pullback in price, not permanent obviously, but temporary at least for a month or two. So that's what I expect after the halving. So I don't agree with the first theory, but it could be true. They could actually just manipulate the price up via Tether or whatever, and then they could actually mine more profitably. The second theory is the Bob Loukas theory, and that is the 4-year cycle. That is the one I subscribe to. That theory essentially says that after the halving, we will go down slightly, and then after about 3 months, we will start rising like permanently this time, and we'll rise slowly for a year and a half until the end of 2021, and then we will have that big bull run at the end of 2021. Now, the pandemic has set most things back a couple of months, but I do think the end of 2021 is far enough out where it hasn't really affected that timeline. I do believe we will have a cure and a vaccine by the end of 2021, or we better have by the end of 2021. And because we'll actually have a vaccine and a cure by the end of 2021, I do actually believe that Bitcoin and crypto will actually moon at the end of 2021. Well, maybe not moon, but at least go up significantly. I do expect after the summer, as we get into the fall, and as Gilead and other pharmaceutical companies, as they actually get closer to a cure or a vaccine, I really expect things to start going back to normal. Like I expect employment to start rising again. Although we won't be back to 3% for quite a while, but we'll be back at like under double-digit unemployment soon. And because of that, I do expect both the stock market and the crypto market to somewhat recover. I mean, there are some unforeseeable circumstances that could actually prevent that, but I do believe that both the stock and the crypto market will actually recover. I mean, the stock market's been floating up. I believe it's going to dump down again sooner or later, but it'll begin a real recovery maybe by the end of this year, beginning of next year. And a whole nother year out at the end of 2021, I do believe that's long enough to where it won't bother the 4-year cycle. So that's kind of the theory I believe in. Now, there's another theory that says, like, as the market matures, the cycles will actually get longer. The first cycle they said was 3 years, and then 4 years, and now 6 years. Now, that would put us at the end of 2023. That is actually a logical conclusion because as markets mature, the cycles do actually get longer. When something is new, it goes up and down very fast. When it actually gets older, like it rises and falls more steadily, and the cycles generally get longer until they reach a breaking point. Like our basic economic cycles around maybe like 6 to 10 years, maybe 8 years average. This one's been kind of long, but crypto they're saying will follow the same economic cycle. There hasn't been any real evidence of that yet because crypto is still fairly new and there's still a lot of people waiting for it to pump and dump. So I don't think we're quite at that point yet. And I still follow the 4-year cycle. Plus, if you look at 2009, which was when Bitcoin started, and then 2013 was a big hike where it actually went to $1,000 maximum before it dropped down to like $100. Then after that, it was until 2017. So each of the peaks before were 4 years. It didn't go 2 years and then 4 years or 3 years and then 4 years. It went literally 4 years and then another 4 years. And now 2021 will be the next 4-year cycle. So because the last increment didn't actually increase, I don't actually expect this cycle to increase either. And you can actually see that we are actually getting a lot of adoption from traditional industries, from Wall Street, and from big investors. So I do believe at the end of 2021 or sometime in 2021, we will have a big jump in cryptocurrency. Now, it does actually depend a lot on regulations, and regulations, I believe, are still a few years out. So that's the way the 6-year cycle could actually work, or the expanding cycle could actually work. If the regulations actually prevent cryptocurrency from jumping next year, and the regulations won't come around for another 2 or 3 years, then I can see crypto jumping in 2022, 2023. So that is the third theory. Now I favor the second theory because the 4-year cycle, looking at the last 2 cycles, actually makes the most sense. And more people are getting into crypto. There's more addresses are being activated, and this actually resembles a lot of 2016 minus pandemic, obviously in the last cycle. And I still think we are about a year and a half, a year, 9 months away before the next big up. But that doesn't mean that cryptocurrency is going to stay like stagnant until then, because throughout 2016 and 2017, it did go steadily up. So I do expect us to dip maybe hopefully to 4K so I can buy in or so after the halving. And then starting from there, we should steadily rise and hopefully be over 12K by the end of this year, and be pretty close to 20K by December of next year, and then jump up to 50, 60K afterwards. So that's really what I'm looking at. I know there's the stock to flow ratio, and I know that there's the logarithmic ratio, and those both say 100K at the top of the next bull run. But I really don't think so, because I do think that if you actually look at each top in terms of ROI from the previous top has been less. So I do expect maybe like a 3x from the last top. I do not expect a 10x from the last top, because there are financial restrictions that actually come into play at that point. So that is my thoughts for Bitcoin and the crypto market. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and please follow me on Twitter. Thank you and have a nice day.